How we all doing? How we all doing? We are watching Middlesbrough against West Brom. That's what we're live for. Borough against West Brom. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you're thinking. Borough v West Brom, two teams at the top of the Championship. Borough unbeaten, 5 games in a row. They've drawn 1, won 4. West Brom have won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. Last week against Derby was the only game that they've dropped points in so far. So it's going to be a good game, this one. Looking forward to it. Got a slightly different look and feel, you may notice. How's it going? I have changed it ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. It should mean that you get better audio, but it will mean that, unfortunately, you're probably not going to get Well, you'll get better audio. You get better audio, won't be able to see as much, but you'll get better audio. And it'll just look a little bit different. Maybe it'll mean people don't stay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying something new out. I'll see how it works. Maybe it fails. Maybe it's horrendous, but I'll see how it goes. Joe, Kee, mate, I'm not even surprised about last night. They're world class. Rashford. Is this where you come in, though, Joe, and you tell me that Pedri's the best player you've ever seen in your life? Like, you... Barca were good, but you guys should have had a bet. You should have... Harvey Barnes should have scored in the first few minutes. I don't understand how you didn't get anything out of that game. I really thought you deserved something. In my humble opinion, anyway. Reese, how's it going? Good to see you, Reese. Interesting game. There's a good attack in Borough against maybe the best defence in the league in West Brom. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. Nat Phillips. Big Nat Phillips at the back for Liverpool. AFC Hard says Rashford's last goal, though, that was class. And Joe says it took a lot of mentality and physically to even get a goal back. Yeah, I was, to be honest, I didn't think you deserved... Once Barca go 2-0 up, the game's done, isn't it? Let's be honest. Taylor! Yo, Kee, what's with the different setup? I'm just trying something new out, mate. I'm just seeing how it works. I used to go live like this, and for whatever reason, it didn't quite work. I'm trying it again. It might flop, it might not. I don't know. Looks like the same as YouTube. It is the same as YouTube. Yes, it is the same as YouTube. I've tried streaming through a different platform. I have tried streaming through about 8 or 9 different platforms. I'm hoping this one looks a little bit better, feels a little bit better. It's definitely better audio. You're not going to get the kind of low-level humming noise that people have been getting on recent streams and stuff. This one's going to be a little bit better, a little bit easier. Joe, I want Gordon to go in January. Did you notice the press after the first 15 minutes? His attitude stinks. Yeah, I mean, do you think Gordon does go? Feels like Anthony Gordon... I don't know. I feel like he is going to, at some point, want to move on. But he's not really playing well enough to justify a move away. He flirted with Liverpool, didn't he? He flirted with Liverpool. I think he wanted to go. He would have liked to come, but in the end, he didn't. Voltemada deserved last night. I don't understand why he didn't get... why didn't he start him? Why didn't he start Voltemada? What is going on? Right, I'm trying to get the old... There you go, that looks a bit better now-ish, sort of. His link-up play was outstanding. FM No Casuals, that Stuttgart penalty was embarrassing. Don't tell me this. Have they actually dropped... I need Stuttgart to win as well. What's the crack with Stuttgart? Are they losing? Oh. No, it's 0-0. AFC Harv, this new setup is better though, I have to admit. Cheers, man. Thank you. I hope so. Look at the state of this. What's going on here? Middlesbrough, West Brom. Is there an issue with the floodlights? I think there's an issue with the floodlights here. Something's going on. Yeah, the whole stadium's in total darkness. I don't know if it's like a deliberate thing. If this is where they start doing flashy lights, honestly, I am going to write a letter. Connor says, hats up, Kee. Big Adrian Morris fan here. Loved him when he was with my club, the Columbus Crew, a few years ago. Glad to see he's tearing it up for Borough. And 3-star Ed's diary for this week on my sick bed on Tuesday, 10 p.m. on Wednesday night. Wished I was still on it. Oh, God. Mate, they were bad. They were really bad. Forest and Swansea. FML Casuals missed pen and much better setup, lad. Okay, well, hey, we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. It might be terrible, I don't know, but we'll stick with it and see how it goes. Liam, thanks for the likes, everyone. I appreciate it. Why is the chat box not coming up again now? Oh, that's well annoying. That is well annoying. Let me see if I can get the chat box up. Oh, that's why. Liam, is this new on TikTok, this setup? It is. Well, yeah. So this has always been the way on YouTube, as you know. But I'm now trying to get some level of consistency across all platforms. There is a way for me to do it so that it shows on YouTube, sorry, on TikTok, as the vertical display. But I haven't quite figured out how to do it yet. So up to this point, I'm trying something out. Why it's a bit of a, not a duff game. Listen, Middlesbrough West Brom is an important game. Of course it is. It's a super important game. I'm looking forward to it. But I wanted to try this one out just for this one tonight ahead of the Everton game tomorrow. The big Liverpool-Everton game tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions for these ones. I want to get your thoughts on them. 3-star Red said, missed some good Champions League footy on Tuesday night as well when I was ill. You did, yes. You absolutely did. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Oh, that's better. Toffee75, 3-1 to you, never win at Anfield. Do you think so? I think Everton have got a chance. I really do. I think you've got a great chance. This is one of the chances, if ever, Everton are going to get something at Anfield. Taylor H, I'm watching Serie B, and Sam Hakey, I see you changed your look on TikTok. I have indeed, yeah. Only for maybe this game, I'll see how it goes. Sam Hakey, I see, so we've done that one. Brandon, thoughts on Frank's first games at Spurs? First 5 games at Spurs. First 5 games for Thomas Frank. Yeah, what do we think? Let me know in the chat what you think. I think he's brought something new to Spurs. I don't think he's quite worked out all the kinks. I mean, Bournemouth went there and won. And that, by the way, is as much about Bournemouth and Andoni Iraola as it is about Spurs. Andoni Iraola, unbelievable manager, should really be, in my opinion, in line for the United job if United end up getting rid of Amorim, which I'm sure they will at some point. I don't think it will be Iraola. I think it's almost certainly going to be Oliver Glasner or Gareth Southgate. But I think, yeah, Iraola's maybe the best manager in the league outside the top 6. Shelley, how's it going, Shelley? Good to see you. Reese, 1 in every how many people have epilepsy, mate? Discriminatory, really. Anyone over the age of 11 surely finds light shows lame. So it's 1 in, I believe it's 1 in 100 people have epilepsy, but not everyone has the type of epilepsy that I have in terms of light and all that stuff. And be honest, again, I'm really, really, really lucky, because there's people who have epilepsy who are, you know, mega unlucky with it and have, you know, fits all the time and stuff like that, and it's not enjoyable. Well, obviously it's not enjoyable for them, but you know what I mean. They find life very difficult. West Brom chance. Oh my God, nearly 1-0. Right, let me just sync this up here. 47 seconds is that? No way, that's not 47 seconds. What's going on here? Let me get my clock up. Clock, I said. Clock! No, it's not. It's 1 minute and 6. I thought it was longer than that. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Right, okay, the clock's actually synced up now. Timbo, get your clock where? Well, it's sorted now. It's sorted now anyway. Oh my goodness me. Right. Liam Manning says Bilic to Hammers. Surely that's backwards. Is that what's actually happening? I know I've heard the rumours coming out that, yeah, Slaven Bilic to West Ham. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Joe, I'm so impressed with Thiago. I'm confident with him starting the next few games. Sure, well, would he start the next few games? Just because Fabian Schär, it was only a bit of concussion, wasn't it? So, Ricky, thank you for the gift, Ricky. Appreciate that. Massively appreciate that. Thank you. And Timbo Slice, how is life treating you, Mr. Premier League father? It's good, mate. Thank you. Hopefully life is good for you too. I'm enjoying watching a little bit of footy. I'm well, mate. Yes, thank you, Ricky. I'm good. Hopefully you are too, mate. Hopefully life's good. Family's good. Everyone's healthy and happy. Wishing you nothing but good things, mate. Liam says, Bilic is linked to West Ham with Deitch as well. Deitchy! Sean Deitchy! Do we think he goes to West Ham? He feels like a certainty for the Rangers job, Deitch. Don't I think? I feel like Rangers is the job he's looking at. Timbo says, glad everything's good, sir. Could be better for me after watching us v Bayern. Yeah, I had Chelsea or draw in that one. I thought you'd get something there. Bayern haven't been brilliant recently. Amazing attack. You know, Kane, Diaz, Elise. They've got a great attack, no doubt about that. But they're all over the place in midfield and defence. Again, it just confirms to me that Chelsea aren't. I had loads of people telling me that Chelsea were going to compete for the title this year. They're just miles off it. Sadly for them anyway. Ricky says, what's your score predictions on United and Chelsea tomorrow? Is that tomorrow night? Oh, it is, isn't it? It's the 5:30. Ooh, yeah. Chelsea United tomorrow. What do we think? Something tells me Chelsea United. Oh, I think Chelsea get a win though, you know. Right, I need to move that chat down a little bit, don't I? Because it's looking a bit daft. Yeah, no, I think Chelsea win at United. I know I've just criticised them for not getting something at Bayern, but I think United are miles off it at the minute. I just can't see them doing it. 3-star Red says, gone 2 goals or more in this one. Borough with a chance. Oh, just wide. 3-star Red's gone 2 goals or more on this one on my bet builder, but reckon this could be a game they cancel each other out. West Brom have got a really, really solid defence there at the back. I think, yeah, Nat Phillips has brought an awful lot to him. I'm not just saying that because he's an ex-Liverpool defender, but I just feel like he's a Premier League quality defender. Nat Phillips, I've always thought it. I don't know why he's dropped down to the Championship to prove himself, because I guarantee you he'll be in the Premier League again before long. I always felt pretty confident when Nat Phillips was at the back for Liverpool. Admittedly, he had Virgil van Dijk next to him a lot of the time, but the lad literally got us Champions League football. Danny, are you enjoying the football, mate? Well, I am, yeah, always enjoying the football. Pup says, had to double check which red app I was on there. Oh no, this isn't good. Why is the chat so big? Right, I'm taking that down. I'm gonna put it like that because that's ridiculous, isn't it? We'll just put it like that and let me move over a little bit. I'll shuffle over to this side, so I'm a little bit more central. Yeah, there you go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? We'll do that. We'll do that. Reese's Footy Feed says West Brom are that weird club whose kits never seem to alter season on season. I like the old West Brom kit like this. I feel like this is it's a staple. There's not many of a yellow and green striped kit. Away kit, anyway. 3-star Reds, they can have Ange after Wednesday for leaving Bolly and Yates on the pitch. I couldn't believe, you cost me an absolute fortune, I'll be honest with you. Bruno says, the same buying team that have won every game this season. Mate, listen, it's not because of the results necessarily. It's the way they've performed. Anthony, I like it like this. Cheers, Anthony. We'll see if we can keep it this way. And Timbo, we've not beaten United at Old Trafford since Benitez was our manager. Well, that's why you need a good manager. You need to get a good manager back. Rafa, get him in the club. I did try and put some more. Is this going too slow along the bottom, or is it? Just give me some feedback. Is that too big? And I'm pointing at the words going across the bottom. I just realised what I've done there. Is that too big? No. Is the writing too big? Is it going too fast? Is it going too slow? Give me a little bit of feedback on it. Timbo, I think there'd be a mutiny protest if we got Rafa back. Timbo, Kee's doing all the innuendos today. They seem to find me. I said one the other day. There was tugging in the box. That was it. There was tugging in the box in the Brentford Chelsea game. So we've had tugging in the box. Is that too big for you? Oh, Sam says it's a bit slow. All right, go on. We'll speed it up. Not ridiculously slow, but just slow enough. Oh, that was awful. I'm sorry. We'll slow it down. No, speed it up. Speed it up. That's what we wanted, wasn't it? Right, text. Ugh, that was awful. Right, filters. Edit filters. How do we speed it up? There you go, like that. Sorry, Shelley. I apologise. I am dreadfully sorry. There you go. That's kind of sped it up a bit, ish. One way to get viewers, I guess. I don't think they're the sort of viewers I want. Offend my delicate ears. Follow me. Says happy that Pedri proved my point last night. Best midfielder in the world. Best midfielder in the world. Really? That feels a little bit OTT. In my humble opinion. Sam says Amorim is getting sacked, mark my words. You think he gets sacked after this weekend? If Chelsea were to beat United, do you think Amorim gets sacked? Because I don't think he does, and I don't think he necessarily deserves... Well, no. If they were going to sack him, they should have sacked him after last season. It feels like it's just the manner of the City defeat that has caused United fans to turn on him a little bit, and that's That's the bit that's kind of frustrating me, if I'm honest. Because I sit there and think, well, that's... Why are we... Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just seems a little bit daft. Yeah, we'll have it that way. That's a bit better. There you go. No sack. I beg your pardon. Ubaid, who do I think is the best midfielder in the world? Yeah, okay, go on. Well, who is then? Who is the best midfielder in the world? Follow Me says it's Pedri. I don't think you can say it's Pedri. Personally, I think he's a very, very good player. And he may well become the best midfielder in the world. But right now, I don't think he is. I feel like you've got a lot of other wonderful midfielders who you could throw in there. But I can't say Pedri. Caicedo says Taylor H, and Jamal says this new format is woke nonsense. How is it woke nonsense? No, don't be saying things like that. You're making me doubt myself. It's not woke nonsense. Don't say things like that. Please don't say things like that. You know we love you, Key. Follow Me. There's no midfielder who's a better footballer than Pedri. Yeah, but you're thinking of it like, you know, the silky smooth, you know, in terms of like football intelligence, right? You might be right. Pedri's definitely up there, but that's not what football is it? It's seriously not just about that. It's about physicality. It's about pace. It's about energy and. You know, you look around. I mean, Pedri's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But you know, Rodri at City won a Ballon d'Or not that long ago. He's not exactly ancient. He definitely is a player that still could be considered world class. Yeah, Gravenberch again in the chat. People saying Gravenberch, Caicedo too. I think Valverde. You start to look at Valverde as well. Caicedo. I'd still say Alexis McAllister. Even. Maybe Declan Rice. I don't think he's out of the equation either. Scott McTominay, of course. How can we forget? Follow Me says he dominated the physical midfield at St James's Park. Who can say that? Well, yeah, for a few. Taylor H. Lavia when fit. Now you're taking the piss. Now you're having a game. Oh, here we go. West Brom. Wow, very nearly 1-0 West Brom. Callum says Gwed Cyborg, and Reese's Footy Feed says I think he gets sacked at the next international unless things change massively between Chelsea, Brentford and Sunderland between now and then. Are they the next three for United? Chelsea, Brentford, Sunderland. Ooh, and they've got Brentford away as well. Oh, I think they might struggle there, you know. Timbo says Lavia is one of the most talented, to be fair, just never able to put a long enough string of games together. I mean, when you say most talented, you're opening the bracket very wide there. Romeo Lavia is a good midfielder, but he's not top 20 midfielders in the world right now, is he? You could name 20 better midfielders than Romeo Lavia. Would we agree on that, at least? I feel like if you're not in the top 20, you ain't world class. Jamal says Carrick is a better Segundo Volante than Gerrard. Midfielders today can't compare. Segundo Volante. Get off my live, you. Get off my live saying nonsense like that. Anyone on my live starts calling people liberos and Mazzalas and fucking Trequartistas and no, leave, please. Don't speak such things in my presence. Ubaid says Lavia hasn't been able to play back-to-back games. Never mind, put a string together. Middlesbrough floating around the edge of the box here. Ball in, cleared away. Sam says, are you watching Newcastle v Bournemouth on Sunday? Yes. Yeah, I need to add that to the schedule, but I think that is the ones that we're going to do. Seems to make sense, doesn't it? of the games that are on Sunday. I feel like that's the better one. And then obviously Arsenal City, of course. We're going to be doing Arsenal City straight after it. Timbo says he's top 20 most talented, but not top 20 for consistency. Top 20 most talented? No, don't say things like that. Jamie, how's it going, mate? Oh, hey, I needed to add that to me thing. Me scrolling banner. I've got a Telegram link for you. You asked for the Telegram, didn't you, last night? I set one up. I've literally got a Telegram and a Discord server set up. I've just forgot to add them to the scroll. I added everything else to the scrolling banner, just not them. Jamal says, I'm a youth football coach in the FA development system. Quality midfielders are hard to produce. And Jamie buzzing, I thought you would have forgot. Nah, mate. Pfft, don't forget. Just bang on it. We can talk crap about footy bets that we definitely know are going to fail. But we'll be dead excited when we put them on. Do you know what? I'm all excited because I've got Steaua Bucharest, and I've got Stuttgart, and I've got Borough. So I could do with Stuttgart are winning. Yes, get in there, Stuttgart. How is Steaua Bucharest getting on? Oh, come on. Steaua Bucharest, what's going on? Oh, they're losing. Oh, Botasani beating Steaua Bucharest. What in the world is going on? What in the world is going on? Fucking Botasani. Thanks for that. Ruined my holiday. Reece, how's this happened then, Key? The new setup? Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to just iterate and improve 1% each time. And people kept telling me how it sounds like a spaceship in my bedroom. It's not bedroom, it's an office, but you know what I mean. Sounds like a spaceship in here. And it's apparently because of the projector and the noise that the laptop kicks out. And it just sounded a bit like low-level hum. So you don't really get that on here because I've got the old professional mic. So I thought I'd try and do a little bit of consistency to just, get the same look and feel on YouTube and TikTok and everything all together. But I've got a couple of other really big things in the pipeline. So I've got there's going to be a whole new sort of overlay that shows our FPL league, our Premier League dad FPL league, all the points that players are accumulating, stats for each game and all that sort of stuff. I've got it being built at the moment, so I'm hoping that ends up becoming a little bit better. And yeah, makes us look a little bit more professional. Ham Footy, cheers Ham Footy, thanks for that, man. And Jamal Kovtalyuk for Botasani, the goal scorer, class player. Yeah, he's ace, isn't he? Reece, sponsorship with classic footy shirts incoming. And Jay, what are your thoughts? Lenny Yoro is the best young centre-back in the world. Although I very nearly said something then that was going to make me sound incredibly Jimmy Savile. I very nearly said define young. Oh, the good thing is I didn't say it right. The best young centre-back in the world. Imagine if I'd have said that. Define young. Timbo Slice Colwell is better than Yoro for one. I mean, there's good. No, let's move past that statement. Define young. Alert. Define young is a sackable offence. I can just see people clipping it up. Oh, we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Key at the island confirmed. Define young is a 5-game ban. It is. It's a straight red card, that one, innit? We've got to have an age... Fucking hell, Key. We've got to have an age limit. No, we do, though. If you're going to say Yoro's the best centre-back like in the world, then we've got to have a cut-off. We've got to have a cap at some point. Oh, define young. Right, whatever, anyway. Let's move past that. That didn't happen. Right? So, Lenny Yoro, best centre-back in the world. I would say no. Because Giovanni Leone exists. So, you know, let's just remember that. But no, he is good. He is very, very good, Lenny Yoro. Big chance for Borough, and it's gone behind. Was it Tommy Conway, that? He started to play really, really well this season, hasn't he? I mean, he was decent last season, but he has just sort of come into his own a little bit. Looks a really talented player, Tommy Conway. Key sticks to the numbers on the clock only. Any higher and he's not interested. Sending it to the Met Office right now. The Met Office? The Met Office is weather, you Fruit Loop. The Met Office? Surely you mean the Met, as in the Metropolitan Police. The Meteorological Office is the weather. There's a storm a-coming. Come on, West Brom. Cleared away. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're talking about Lenny Yoro is a very, very talented player, but you've got to include players like, I don't know, Pau Kabasi last night was really good for Barcelona. I thought he was good. Dean Hyson as well, obviously at Real Madrid. And it depends at what point you want to cut it off, because I think Zabarnyi, how old Zabarnyi at PSG now? Great last year against Bournemouth. Unbelievable player. To be honest, what's his name at Forest? Murillo as well. Murillo's unbelievable. Jamal says thoughts on Valverde, a better right back than Trent. And Joe says Reece aka Ty from AFTV. Where's the card? Where's the card? The Met Office are going to report me as a dangerous storm on a weather forecast. There's a storm a-coming. 3-Star Red says won 100 quid on 2 bet builders last weekend in the NFL. May try the same route this Sunday instead of football. Nice. Dylan Barton, define young is a bit dodgy. just a bit. As long as, I mean, heaven forbid, I'm nowhere near big enough to be clipped up. But thank God, hopefully if ever that does happen, I do get clipped up for things like that. People apply the appropriate context, otherwise they could make me look incredibly dodge. Define young. Tugging in the box, define young. We've had them all. 3-1, says Jamal, for Steaua Bucharest. The crap these. I'm never ever backing them ever again. It is as well. 3-1. Ridiculous. That's absolutely shocking. Steaua Bucharest. Absolutely in the bin. They've mugged me off yet again. Madness. Ubaid says Mosquera is class and Timbo Slice Key's next stream is going to be age restricted. How many have I actually lost here now then? Yeah. 1, 2. 3. Oh, that's absolutely sickening, that. As if Steaua Bucharest have cost me that. It was all going so well. Jamal says, Botasani, second in the league, playing at home. What was you thinking? In all fairness, it's a mugs game this season. It is. It is absolutely a mugs game. Mate, it genuinely doesn't matter about form in any way at all. Steaua Bucharest have been really, really good in Europe as well. He played really, really well the other week when I watched him against Aberdeen. And I thought they'd be at least good for a draw. That's all I needed. Steaua Bucharest or draw. Instead, they folded like a cheap suit. And it's the same in the Belgian league. We've all seen it in the Belgian league. Club Brugge, they were crap against La Louvière or whatever they're called the other day. They fell to bits. So, yeah, Club Brugge. Do you know what? I'm going to change the channel name at this point. I might change the channel name from Premier League Dad to The Bad Better. I'm incredibly bad at betting. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about on here aside from the fact that I guarantee you losers every single week. Oh, Borough, chance, 1-0 Borough. There you go, what a fast start that was. A flick on, and Strelec with the goal. 1-0 to Borough. It was a very, very simple goal, that one. Long throw-in. We've seen teams employing these long throw-in tactics, and they just keep launching it in from the side of the box. Big flick on. And then, I don't know who it is. Morris, funnily enough. Is it Morris who throws the ball in? But it's a big flick on at the near post. Big, big flick on. And Strelec, 6 yards out, gets a volley on it. And no chance for the keeper. Long throws are a thing again. Runar, hello from Norway. Who do you think here might be Borough's first loss? Runar, your timing is impeccable, sir. Because it's Borough 1, West Brom 0. Luke Ayling with the assist. And Strelling with the goal. There you go. Timbo says, I still can't believe I watched my team get Stoke City'd in the year 2025. I like it though. Do you not feel like football's gone a little bit of... If you're old enough, it feels like we've gone full circle with football a little bit. Feels like we've gone from... You know, your Neil Warnocks in your 1990s, you know, kind of old school, Tony Pulis, Stoke, not dinosaurs, but, you know, direct, Sam Allardyce, direct, let's knock it long, you know, make them uncomfortable, use physicality, get at them, use the wings and all that sort of thing, make the pitch wide, long throws, use set pieces, all that sort of stuff. It feels like we went from that to... You know, absolute, I'm not going to call them nerds, but you know what I mean? Stat virgins who literally just, like, think football's played on a spreadsheet and talk to you about XG and fucking, you know, half spaces, exploiting the half spaces and passing lanes and, just stuff like that, right? So we've gone from those people back now, it feels, towards the Tony Pulises and the Sam Allardyces. There's a little bit of a transition there. Maybe Mikel Arteta's sort of a young fogey as a manager. He's starting to... We've all criticised him for being a bit Tony Pulis, but they're all now going back towards set pieces and direct plays, aren't they? They're all doing it. Timbo says, I don't know if it's full circle. It's a combination of both old and new, I think. I know, but I guess, okay, let me say full circle. Maybe what I meant by that is the way of thinking. It's almost like we had managers come in the mid-noughties who, and I include people like Rafa Benitez in this to an extent, who sort of looked down on that way of playing. You know, Rafa Benitez... You know, forever called Everton, these small teams play like this, and he referred to Sam Allardyce a little bit about that style of play. The Spanish way of football, passing, tiki-taka, all that became the more popular way to play football, right? So now everyone started to prioritise that, and everyone's tried to replicate that up and down the country. And now it feels like people are starting to come back around to, well, actually, no, we can still have an identity and we can still exploit set pieces and throw-ins and use our strength and physicality. And football is just a game, ultimately, of 1v1. Am I faster than you? Am I taller than you? Am I stronger than you. Can I beat you in a 1v1? And that's why I think we all love it, to be honest. It is those 1v1 battles. Thierry Henry said he hated going and being managed by Pep Guardiola for that reason. He felt that they were overcoached. They talked about the system far too much. And all he wanted to do was go, well, I'm better than that fullback. I'm faster than him. If I want to beat him for pace and beat him for strength and skill, I'm going to do it. It feels like we're coming back to that, maybe that style of thinking a little bit more. Timbo Slice, XG. Oh, sorry. XG is a great variable to measure performance. Midfield is where the game is won, says Jamal. Liam Manning, you're more likely to get a throw in than a corner, so if you have a long thrower, use it to your advantage. It's true enough. And Reece says, I miss being terrified of a Rory Delap throw-in. Liverpool Webbo, it is on Sky Sports, mate. It is live on Sky Sports. We are 10 followers away, by the way, on YouTube from 5,800. We're so close to 6. Jamal says Thierry Henry should learn his presence in the place. Learn his place in the presence of a genius like Pep. Excuse me. Timbo says, thoughts on Wirtz being the worst signing of all time? Maybe tongue-in-cheek. Maybe tongue-in-cheek. That's harsh. Sam says, what time is the Newcastle game on Sunday? It is 2 p.m. And then the City game v Arsenal is the big 4:30. So I'm thinking of doing 3 games on Sunday. So I'm going to do Bournemouth v Newcastle. Then City away at Arsenal. And then on Sunday, again, let me know what you're thinking. But the best games that seem to be on the Sunday night are either Barcelona against Getafe, Inter Milan v Sassuolo, or Marseille against PSG. Marseille PSG might be a decent watch. What do you think? Could do Marseille PSG. Timbo says Caicedo was christened the worst signing ever after about 5 games, to be fair. I know, but I feel like Caicedo was actually playing badly in them games. Like, Florian Wirtz hasn't played badly, he just hasn't really done an awful lot. He played a lot better the other day. I thought he was brilliant the other night against Atletico Madrid. And he was quite good against Burnley, to be honest. Again, it feels like he is getting better. But Caicedo was having objectively bad games in his first few days at Chelsea, his first few weeks at Chelsea. So, yeah. Sunday night, we'll see. Potentially, I'm thinking Marseille PSG. That might be the one to do. And Webbo says, what do you think of Barca will not play at Nou Camp? They're not playing at the Nou Camp. Are they not? I know they're due at the Nou Camp soon. They're playing at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, aren't they? The smaller one. That's where they played the other day against Valencia. So I expect they'll probably be there again. And Hubert says Barca against that terrorist of a defence. Getafe will be a great watch. West Brom pushing forward now. It's going to be a free kick. Steve McNair. Hey, Key. Hope you and the fam are doing well. How's this one so far? Yeah, it's doing all right. Yeah. West Brom. West Brom haven't really done an awful lot. They've had one chance probably in the game so far. Isaac Price just having another one there, but Borough are 1-0 up, mate. They are certainly, in my opinion, the better team. Tommy Conway's had a decent chance. It was Strelec who scored the goal, and Borough look like they're flying to the top of the staying at the top of the Championship. They're already top. Joshua, was Rashford's goal Puskas quality? No. It was good, but it wasn't Puskas quality, was it? Joe, when's the FIFA streams? It should have been today. I've been sat here trying to work out exactly how to do it, because there's a section on this, like the software that I use, where you can choose gaming window, and then I've got my camera plus the gaming window. You know, the normal setup that pretty much everyone has. I tried to do it today, but it just wasn't having it. As soon as I clicked like play the game, it wasn't actually showing the game, so I can't show the gaming window. Shelley says, "Come on, West Brom." Yeah, so as soon as I figure it out, I'm hoping I can figure it out tomorrow. I'm not a regular gaming streamer, so I'm not entirely sure exactly how to do it, but I'll figure it out. It's easy enough. There's people far thicker than me who do figure it out, so I'm sure I can. I'm not exactly a genius, but I'm not thick either. Sure I can figure it out. Robert, hi Kee, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Timbo, thicker than you, name names. I can't put a name on it. I don't watch enough of them. What's his name, actually? What's his name now? I forget his username. He's a lad I used to work with, and he's the only streamer that I watch semi-regularly. He plays Fortnite and COD. Oh, I'm going to have to try and find his name now. He's cool. He's a cool guy, though. Proper cool guy. Robert says, Borough coming up this season. Nah, can't have Borough in the Premier League. Can't have Borough in the Premier League. I'll hate it if Borough come up. And no offence to Borough. No offence to Borough at all. I actually quite liked Borough for a very, very long time. But people who've watched this channel will know I have got a little bit of a personal vendetta against Middlesbrough. Not the place. Not even the club, to be honest. I just can't like him. I can't like him. Someone who I used to work with supported Middlesbrough. And for that reason, I now don't like Middlesbrough. Because they were an awful human being. So for that reason, I can't enjoy Borough coming. I liked Borough. Back in the day, I used to enjoy, you know, Janino, Christian Karimba, you know, what was his name? Hamilton Rickard. Great players. Mikel Beck. Gianluca Festa. I can talk many, many years of Middlesbrough and how fantastic they were back in the day. But, yeah, I've got a bit of an axe to grind with Middlesbrough. Timbo says, who is the best ever manager and player combined, Kee? The best ever manager and player combined? Are you talking about who played and managed? Or are you just, yeah, I assume that's what you mean. If so, then probably Pep Guardiola. Maybe, actually no, Ancelotti, innit? It's Ancelotti. Of course it's Ancelotti. Yeah, it's Ancelotti. Joel said, did you have a bad palm or something? No, he was just a knob for in the nicest possible way. Just like I can count on the one hand the amount of people I have fell out with in my life. I generally don't. If people are being funny buggers, I just, yeah, all right, whatever, in a bit, and I just don't speak to them again. So I very rarely fall out with anyone. But at work, this one guy, I just seemed to want to pick a fight all the time. So, yeah, he's the only, and for that reason, and he loved Middlesbrough. He loved Middlesbrough. He's a proper, like, even though it was in the northwest where I am, he used to go up to Middlesbrough to watch him all the time, and he loved him. So I get a little bit of relief just seeing Middlesbrough lose. If I see him, I don't bet on him. I don't bet on him to win, even though I have tonight. I don't generally bet on him to win, and I always, yeah, get a little bit of a sick pleasure when they've lost. Which I know is sad. I know that's sad. I don't like sit here and think about it. I've not got, an axe to grind in that sense. I just don't like Borough. It's a bit like, I don't know if have you ever had a kid, right? If you've ever had a kid and your missus says to you, oh, what should we call him? And you suggest a name, or they suggest a name, and it ends up being someone who, like, you went to school with and they were absolute awful people, or you just didn't get on with them. It's like that. DF says Middlesbrough look half decent under Rob Edwards. Rob Edwards. Luton's finest. 3-star Reds here. Half time. Got to try and work out how to switch the kettle on to make a cup of tea for me mum. Just got me Harris out of the chair. So first part done. Hey, yeah, go and make a brew for your old girl. George Edmonton's coming off. Sam Silvera coming on. Sveta Naipan as well, the on-loan Manchester City winger, seems to be a player that Borough fans are very excited about this season. Timbo, Rob Edwards is a beautiful man. I won't read the verse bit, but hey, mate, he's a beautiful man whether you, whatever side your bread's buttered on. Or as in your case, if your bread's buttered on both sides. He's a beautiful man. Reese's footy feed, per head of population, there's more crime in Borough than anywhere else outside of London. They're a rough lot, the so-called smog monsters. Parmos are a redeeming feature, though. I've never had a Parmo. Liam Manning, Edmondson looks like he had a fight with Mike Tyson coming off then. Yeah, he definitely had a little black eye there, didn't he? Here's Borough. On the counter. Oh, West Brom win it back. Timbo Slice, I've never had it referred to as how my bread's buttered. Have you not? Oh, that's quite a common expression. It's well, at least it is where I'm from anyway. His bread's buttered on the other side was a way of saying that back in the day. His bread's buttered on the other side. So your bread's buttered on both sides in your case. 3-star Reds, what's a Parmo? I think my understanding of, or my limited understanding, I'm not going to speak on it as if I know what I'm talking about, but my understanding of a Parmo is, isn't it chicken with cheese, like melted cheese on top? But it's like a chicken, a breaded chicken. Timbo says my bread's just covered in butter everywhere. Yeah, I think it is just like a breaded chicken, a scallop sort of thing. But it's got melted cheese on top. Correct me if I'm wrong. Joe will probably know about that. He's a Geordie, so they don't have. I don't know if they do Parmos in Newcastle. I thought Parmos were a Hull thing, aren't they? Aren't they more of a Yorkshire thing than a North East thing? Someone told me that Parmos are from like Hull. I've been to Hull, but I've never had a Parmo from there either. As a general rule, the local delicacy of wherever you are, wherever you go in the world, the local delicacy is crap. Awful. I've told you a few times about my time in Porto and the Francesinha that we had over there. If you ever go to Portugal and they offer you a Francesinha, say no. Say absolutely not. I am fine for a Francesinha, thank you. Joe says they're just a total artery clogger, mate. Yeah, I probably could do with avoiding it then. I'm trying to shift the weight. I'm trying to clear the arteries, not clog them up more. Oh, that's wonderful play down the left-hand side. It's going to be a corner kick. No, goal kick. That was really good play by Strelec again. He's looking like a really good signing for them, isn't he? Really smart signing. What is your favourite? Let's do favourite foods. Because It's 9:15 and I've not really eaten today. I am starving, but I can't justify actually eating anything because it's past that point now, innit? I'm just going to go to bed hungry after this. You can't really be justifying eating anything after 8, 9 o'clock. It just goes straight on your hips. Let's go on. Give me favourite foods. Timbo Slice says it's not a food really, but a roast dinner. A roast dinner. Hey, we'll be having one of them on Sunday. What would you have on your roast dinner? What's your favourite meat? Avram Glazer says, what's happening first? Liverpool winning 25 or United winning 21? United winning 21. Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. Kai says, who do you think Arsenal will come second to this year? Liverpool. And Liam Manning says, Ayling has found his league. Timbo says, if I go to a carvery, I get gammon and beef as my meats. Gammon. Oh, see, it wouldn't bother me if I never had anything from a pig again. I don't mind a sausage. I don't mind... Fucking hell, there you go. There's another one. I don't mind sausages. And I don't mind pork chops. But if I never had them again, it wouldn't bother me. Bacon I can live without. In fact, if I never had bacon again, it wouldn't be too soon. I actually don't like bacon, to be fair. Avram Glazer, not with Amarim's dumb system and long term, whether when he's sacked, Ineos will replace him with another clown. Surely it's not the manager, though, at United. We've got enough data now to know that it doesn't matter who they put in charge. There is an issue at Manchester United Football Club that's baked into that club. And I don't know what it is. I don't think anyone really knows what it is. I don't know if maybe the Glazers and Ineos and maybe just a collective of the fans. I don't know. Have they been, breaking mirrors and kicking black cats and walking under ladders and, pissing on Indian burial grounds and things like that? Have they been doing things that they shouldn't be doing, generally, to invoke bad luck? Because that's the only thing that I can think of at this point. Beyond the fact that we've seen them have multiple managers, many good managers as well, by the way. United have had Mourinho, Van Gaal. They've had really, really solid managers that have won things with them. Even Ten Hag, I don't think Ten Hag was a bad manager. I know it hasn't worked out for him at Leverkusen either, but I think we'll learn with Ten Hag that he is better than this. And we've seen McTominay leave and become a really, really good player. We've seen Højlund leave and score 2 in his first couple of games at Napoli. Onana's just left and had the game of his life at Trabzonspor. Timbo Key loves a sausage. Join me with the buttered bread on both sides, mate. Right, here we go. Half time here at the Riverside. And it's Middlesbrough 1, West Brom 0. Second half coming up. Let me know what you're thinking. 3-Star Red said, might see if I can purchase some if any local shops in Borough sell them online. Parmos, I would imagine. Yeah, definitely. Reese's Footy Fee says black pudding and Lancashire hot pot, both very bleak dishes. Oh, I love a bit of Lancashire hot pot. Hot pot's incredible, innit? I don't care what anyone says. Hot pot is... It is a little bit of a generic dish that like everyone around the world has. Just a load of vegetables, gravy and a bit of meat. But you can't beat it. It's so good. It's so basic but so good. There is nothing better than like a nice hearty... We're coming up to that season as well, aren't we now? Winter, autumn, nice hearty stews. I'm going to be going round to my mum's and smelling that as we like drive into the street. Because it's just so... so nice. And it's so easy to make. Honestly, people who say they don't cook at home, you've literally no excuse. It takes about an hour. Lob a load of vegetables and a load of, beef into a pot. Couple of OXO cubes. Pour some water in. Let it boil up. Oh, it's absolutely incredible. User 281 says, you reckon West Brom come back? Nah. I think Borough have got this one in the bag. Reveal clothing. If United bought Wirtz for 120 mil, it'd be a massive deal due to how poor he's been. Liverpool get let off. You think he's been poor? Why do you think he's been poor? Luke Etherington, are you doing Liverpool v Everton tomorrow? I am indeed, yeah. Pedri, is this your new TikTok angle? It is indeed, yeah. And Jack says, Key, I prefer the old view. I prefer the old you. The polite version. Avram, and what you said is why they won't win 21 anytime soon. Fans must take action, but standards are dead. I know, but you know what? I don't feel like there's an awful lot fans can do or should do. Fans are there to support the team. You have no God-given right to win trophies. Same as anyone else. Yeah, I mean, standards are important, and falling standards are never good. But, it does happen. Football's cyclical. As a general rule, all clubs go through this stuff, even the very, very best. Man United went a very, very long time without trophies before Alex Ferguson arrived on the scene. And, they're still winning trophies even now, so it's not a terrible situation they're in. Jack, what do you reckon for Sunderland v Villa at the weekend? I think it's going to be a draw. That one, 1-1, I would go. And Joe Key, this is going to sound harsh, but we have to move on from players like Murphy, Byrne, Schär and Trippier. That's very true. That is very, very true. You do need to start selling those players and upgrading across the squad. And yeah, loyalty is the only thing that will be holding Eddie Howe back and those players. I feel like he needs to be a bit more ruthless. Reveal Clothing. Come on, Wirtz has not been great, has he? He's been average at best, considering his reputation. And well, that's not what you said. That is not what you said. You said he's been poor. You didn't say that he's not been great. You said that he's been poor. That's a very, very different statement. Has he been poor or has he been just okay? Joe, it's limiting our chances of competing at a higher level. We have brilliant potential. You've got lots of great players, haven't you? But the problem is, I feel like this is kind of like, it's the Isak situation all over again. We know that you've got players like Tonali, you've got players like Bruno, you've got players like Livramento, you've got players there who undoubtedly have got a big, big future in the game, but they've only got maybe a 7 to 10 year lifespan at the very, very top level of the game, haven't they? Right? So for them to, if they are indeed world-class players, and I think you and I would agree they're very, very good players, they're not going to stay at Newcastle if they don't believe they can challenge for the major honours. And that's kind of the conclusion that, I know you don't like him because you're a Newcastle fan and the way he went about it and all that, but that's kind of the conclusion that Alexander Isak reached. He'd been at Newcastle for 3 years. He'd won a League Cup with them. He didn't want to waste any more time. He didn't want to. He wanted to be challenging for stuff now as he's entering his peak. At some point, Tonali, Livramento, Lewis Hall, those Bruno maybe as well, they will all get to that point as well if Newcastle aren't kicking on. So, and as a club, you have to make a decision. So I just feel like that's the only thing holding Newcastle back. Reveal Clothing, he's been poor for the price. He's been poor for the price. Well, I mean, I don't think the price has really any impact. If I'm dead honest, you've not signed him. We've not signed him for 4 games, have we? We've signed him to be a player for Liverpool over the next maybe 10 years. So what he does in his first 4 games is totally lacking in consequence. He has, I think, he's been okay. I think he's been getting gradually better, actually. We've seen him play really well against Atletico Madrid in midweek. I thought he was fantastic. I thought against Burnley, he was a lot better than he had been. And yeah, absolutely fair to say, in his first 2 or 3 games, he was probably just okay. He was probably a bit ineffective, didn't do an awful lot, but didn't really do anything terrible either. But I feel like we're starting to see the best of him 4 or 5 games in. He's a world-class player. So I am not worried at all about Florian Wirtz, and I think the criticism is coming from people who just want to try and push that he's... Well, let's be honest, it's coming from Arsenal fans and United fans and Chelsea fans and City fans and people who are rivals. It's not coming from independent, neutral football fans. It's coming from people with an axe to grind. Reveal Clothing said, how good is Pedri at centre mid for Barca? Reminds me of Iniesta. Do you agree? I think a bit early for the Iniesta claim, but he's very, very good. Yeah, I like him a lot. And Daniel said, would you tip any of these teams for the automatics? I have already tipped West Brom for the automatics. I said so earlier in the season. They were one of my tips to go up. But no, actually, I think I said playoffs. I think I said playoffs for West Brom. Borough, I didn't have for either the playoffs or for the automatics. So, yeah, they're surprising everyone this season, Borough. They've made a couple of really big signings. They've also made a couple of big losses. Don't forget, Finn Azaz moving on. And they've brought in players like Strelec and obviously Naipan coming in on loan from City, various others who seem to be doing well. And yes, unbeaten start to the season, the top of the league if it stays like this. They'll be top of the league at the end of the weekend as well. And good luck to him. Why not? Reese's Footy Feed said United can't return without a full sale from the Glazers, can they? Well, I think the Glazers are probably not all that keen to sell from what we understand. It seems like they're quite happy to just stick at it and take the money out the club. Timbo Slice says, welcome Key. This is what we had with Caicedo and Enzo. Price tags stop people looking at performances. But Enzo's performances aren't... I would say we've seen enough of Enzo in the Premier League to think that he's not justified his price tag. Caicedo, I absolutely do. I think Caicedo's incredible. He has carried Chelsea at times. Enzo, I don't think so. But we can at least start to have meaningful conversations about those two because we've seen them over a long period of time. Wirtz is being judged after like 4 games. Come on. Joe says, I've already seen enough from Thiago to become a starter. And Tyler Scott, do you see Amorim getting sacked? Yeah, of course he's getting sacked. Of course he's getting sacked. Do you think he's getting sacked? I can't see him not getting sacked. There's no world where Ruben Amorim doesn't get sacked. I think he's probably gone before the end of the next international break. I think he loses this weekend against Chelsea and the pressure mounts. I think he then gets a draw maybe away at Brentford and then maybe a draw at home to Sunderland the week after, and then they go into the international break, and I think that's probably him gone. Reese's Footy Feed says Ipswich, Southampton and Coventry for promotion if I was to predict. Ipswich are a certainty. They're the only ones that I am absolutely certain on. Southampton I like a lot under Will Still. I think they could come up, whether it be in the automatics or the playoff spots. I honestly think Chris Wilder might end up getting them up there now. Sheffield United were awful at the start of the season, but I feel like Wilder might come in and just change things up. Daniel says Caicedo gives away penalties not rated by fans or peers. And Amorim says he was in contract talks with Ratcliffe today. Did you notice people clapping in the 32nd minute, Key? No, I didn't. What, in the Newcastle game? No, I didn't. John Steve says if Liverpool step it up a level, they'll run away with this league. And Joe says Howe is an absolute geezer, but sometimes he is just too stubborn. Ryan Key says, who would you pick from the past year, Pedri or Vitinha? Oh, it's Vitinha, of course it is. Vitinha is absolutely incredible. In fact, actually, do you know what? I like Vitinha a lot. I'd rather pick Neves. I think Neves is better. Yeah. I really, really like João Neves. People forget about João Neves just as much. But Vitinha is incredible, of course. Timbo Slice says, who was your first celebrity crush, Key? Oh, God. Probably Posh Spice. Or Baby Spice. It was one of the Spice Girls. Reveal Clothing, if Semenyo continues the good form, will he get a big move end of the season? And if so, where? Well, he was linked to Spurs, wasn't he? I feel like he's going to stick around at Bournemouth. There's a few players, actually, isn't there? There's a few players now just being linked with moves away who, maybe could have moved on last summer, but might end up going now at the end of this year, including Gay, Wharton, Semenyo. It's quite a few just kind of been on the cusp of it this year. Should have gone, maybe aren't now, but will. I think you could even say that with some of the bigger players. Apparently, William Saliba's rejected a contract at Arsenal today. Have we heard this? William Saliba rejecting a contract at Arsenal. That's not a good start, is it? That's not good. Ollie Marley, no in this game. I haven't seen anyone clapping in this game, mate. No. What was it for? Was there a 30-second minute clap in this game? Can anyone tell me? John says, we will 100% have a wobble at some point. It's inevitable for the Borough. G. Lawrence, new setup key. Just about. I'm still... It's not quite new. I have had it like this before. But I'm just giving it a whirl again. Timbo Slices, Caicedo gave away one penalty and how he gives away penalties. I don't know. I don't know. Daniel in our chat here said that that's the case. I'm gonna abstain on that one. Pedri, and here I was thinking last night exposed the English fans to the greatness of Pedri. No one's saying he isn't great. He's a great young player. I'm not denying that. He's a fabulous young player. I just don't think he's the best midfielder in the world. Forgive me. Ryan, fair enough. He's a baller. He doesn't get the headlines as much as the other two. And Timbo Slice, of course, Key like Baby Spice, not helping with the allegations, mate. Define Young. I didn't even think of that. Define Young. Oh, no. Define Young. It's a valid question, though, innit? It was a valid question. Don't act like I just threw it out there out of nowhere. Someone said earlier in the chat, just to provide context for anyone who didn't arrive when I said that earlier. Someone said, is Lenny Yoro the best young defender in the world? The best young centre-back in the world? And I said... stupidly, foolishly, define young. Which, in hindsight, was a pretty appalling thing to say. Definitely made me sound a bit dodge. But I didn't mean it that way. What I was saying is there's got to be some sort of a window, some sort of a bracket for what we're saying is a young centre-back. Like, can we say, is Zabarnyi included, even though he's 23? Can we include, Hincapié, who had a great season last year for Leverkusen? Is he included, or is he? No, is he? I don't know. You know what I mean. Ollie Marley, what games are you doing this weekend? I am doing Bournemouth, Newcastle on Sunday, City and Arsenal, and then probably Barcelona, Getafe on Sunday night. On Saturday, we're doing... what are the 3 games we've got on Saturday, actually? Oh, Liverpool, Everton, United, Chelsea, Fulham, Brentford. They're the 3 games I'm doing tomorrow. I was going to do a 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, but I can't be bothered. I'm going to play a bit of FIFA instead. Timbo Slice, Key is on the ropes here. Yeah. I'm just gonna not comment on that now, because I might as well just put the metaphorical spade down and not keep digging. Right, we're back off for the second half here now. Saved by the bell. Daniel says, no Saliba lies, please. It's not a Saliba lie. He did. He definitely did, didn't he? He's rejected a contract. Reveal Clothing said, should Madrid be looked into for tapping up players and getting them on a free? Heard they want Canate. Nah, you can't. Like, that is just their way of doing things. They are getting players on a free. And by the way, there is no such thing really as getting players on a free. All getting players on a free means is that you end up paying a slightly smaller transfer fee, and you pay it to the player and his agent rather than to a club. So, for example, if you're Trent Alexander-Arnold going on a free transfer to Real Madrid and your market value at the time is, let's say conservatively, it's 50 million. It was a lot more than that, but let's say it's 50 million. I reckon Trent Alexander-Arnold's agent got a nice, well, maybe Trent as well. Between them, they got a nice 30, 40 million quid in terms of a signing on fee. It becomes, and they end up arguing, sometimes they end up getting more wages and everything as well, so it just becomes a lot more expensive in other ways. Joe says Saliba to Gateshead, here we go. Angus Hampson, new setup I see, pal. Only slightly. It's not quite new. I've had it before like this, but I have just changed it around. I'm seeing how it goes. It might go back to the old way. We'll see. But it should mean better audio setup and a little bit, yeah, hopefully a little bit better. But we'll see. Avram said, is the Pedrilona fan gone? Can I have peace? Joe Key, what do you think of our tifo yesterday? Had goosebumps, to be honest. A little bit emotional as well. It was cool, although I think I said at the time that it looked a little bit... I'm not a fan of the war flags thing, mate. I'm not a fan of them putting flags on people's seats. That is... That was always Chelsea. We used to take the mick out of Chelsea for that 20 years ago. And, yeah, it's not my thing. I get why he was emotional, and I get why it was a big night for Newcastle, and it looked cool. It did look cool. But I'm from a club where you don't do half and half scarves, and you bring your own flags, and there's none of that happens. Joe, you lot use your speaker for atmosphere. All clubs do. All clubs do. Some clubs use music. We don't. The amount of clubs who use music when a goal's scored is mad. Reveal Clothing are Chelsea a dark horse in the title race. Did you watch him the other night? Chelsea are absolutely not a dark horse in the title race. People have been saying this for ages. Have you watched them this season? They've been shocking defensively. All over the place defensively. Timbo, nothing wrong with the flags, mate. They were never made of plastic, by the way. The Chelsea fans were. Here's West Brom coming forward. Chance for an equaliser. Cleared away. Ali Guzelvada, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate that. Reveal Clothing, unpopular opinion, but Cole Palmer is better than Mo Salah. I think there's a reason why that opinion is unpopular, mate. And Timbo Slice, Liverpool fans, not just the sons of plastic 80s Liverpool fans. Well, it depends. I guess some of them are, yeah. There's definitely some. I'm not. So my dad grew up with 1960s Liverpool, when Liverpool were in the... Well... He was a lot younger then, to be fair. So when Liverpool were in the second division, we came up with Bill Shankly and everything, and then he grew up under Shankly and Paisley and did see the great Liverpool sides. But I grew up with Liverpool in the trenches. Like, I'm not being funny. I grew up with us finishing... I say in the trenches. It's not really in the trenches, but I was used to watching us on Channel 5 in the UEFA Cup. Or sometimes not even in the UEFA Cup. Sometimes we didn't have European football at all. They were the bad seasons. But the lowest we ever finished was like 7th, 8th, I think, in the Premier League. We never really went any lower than that. But that was the trenches for Liverpool growing up. We never really won anything. I remember us winning the Coca-Cola Cup in about 95, 96. We didn't win sod all then for about 6 years. And then we won 5 cups in 2001. So yeah, I grew up in the trenches. Angus Hampson, do you ever put any bets on the games you watch? I do, yeah, of course I do. I've got a little, I've got a Telegram group that I'm gonna add. If you wanna join it, make sure you've followed, make sure you've subbed and all that stuff. I am gonna be putting a Telegram link on the scrolling thing here, so you can join if you want to. You don't have to, but we'll be talking about, yeah, bets. Timbo says, don't speak to Key about betting, he gets Vietnam flashbacks. It's true. It's true. Stuttgart are winning 2-0 though, that's good. I had Stuttgart to win. Who else did I have on tonight? Cagliari or draw. That's 1-1 with Lecce, that's good. I had Betis or draw. 1-1 with Sociedad, that's doing well. Stuttgart to win, they're 2-0 up. Lyon to win, they're winning 1-0 against Angers, and we've got Butter to win here against West Brom. I just needed fucking Star Bucharest to pull me out the shit, and sadly they didn't. Stour. Is it Stour or Stoyer? Stoyer, innit? Stoyer Bucharest. Avram, anyways, enough about Pedrolona. How many goals does Gyökeres score this season? I said 15. I think I had a bet on with someone that he scored between 15 and 20, but no more. I don't even think he scored. Did I say that? Can't remember what I phrased it as. But I don't think he ends up scoring 2s and 3s against the fodder at the bottom end of the league, but doesn't actually turn up in the big games when they need him to. And that's probably one of the things that costs Arsenal the title, in my humble opinion. Avram says he can't do anything outside scoring, and Joe says if you're Reece, he gets 40 goals every game. Thierry Henry was talking at the weekend. Let's talk about Arsenal's expectations for the season, right? So, Thierry Henry was talking at the weekend, and he was saying that Arsenal have to win something this season. Do we all agree with that? Because I feel like that is the right... Surely that's the right approach now. Arsenal fans can't be dismissing another season not winning anything. That has to be, at this point, the expectation that a Premier League or a Champions League is a must for Mikel Arteta. Anything other than that is a failure. Surely. Avram says, as you said, he stat pads versus the fodder teams, but no one cares. Similar to Haaland. Yeah, I mean, Haaland got 2 against United, didn't he, at the weekend? Fodder teams, just the bottom half fodder. Reveal clothing. Liverpool have been lucky so far this season with their last-minute goals. Won't work in the long run. You say that, but it's 5 games on the spin that it has worked. It just keeps working. We do not stop. We just do not stop. We are relentless. Timbo, it depends on the context. If Arsenal get 93 points and finish second, they wouldn't call that failure. 93 points don't win you the league, and you can't put that in a trophy cabinet. At some point, given the amount that has been spent, I just feel like at some point there has to be an acceptance that you hire a manager to win you trophies, and he's not doing that. He's not. I don't feel like he's taking Arsenal any further forward year on year, do you? I don't feel like there's massive progress this year from Arsenal compared to a year or two ago. I actually thought they were better maybe a year or two ago. No, but not winning and failure are two different things, right? Oh, of course, absolutely, context matters. But failure for me, if you'd have said, oh my God, what a strike that is, Borough nearly 2-0 up, great save from Griffiths. If you'd have said to Arsenal 6 years ago, you are going to spend basically £1 billion, but you're not going to win anything in 6 years, that would have been considered a failure at the time. Of course it would. User Not Found says, what games are you doing this weekend, Key? I am doing, tomorrow I'm doing Liverpool v Everton. I'm very nervous for Liverpool v Everton tomorrow. The Merseyside derby. 12:30 tomorrow, Liverpool v Everton. I'll be live for that one, nice and early. And then I'm live after that. I was going to do a 3 o'clock. Should I do a 3 o'clock tomorrow? I could do a 3 o'clock. What's the 3 o'clock games tomorrow? Big 3 o'clock games tomorrow. Brighton against Spurs. Burnley Forest. Burnley Forest might be okay. West Ham Palace. Wolves Leeds. Yeah, I don't know. I might skip the 3 o'clocks. I'm going to do Liverpool Everton. The thing is, I don't want to schedule a 3 o'clock kickoff because I know if Everton somehow beat us in the derby, I am going to be one moody son of a bitch tomorrow. I am going to be one absolute. Honestly, don't. Joe, do us a favour because you wind me up more than most on here. Can we just agree that if Everton somehow spawn a winner at Anfield, can you not? Do you know what I'm saying? Can you not take the piss? There's a very good chance that I just cancel the last stream. I might not even do the Fulham Brentford game. I can't enjoy Man United against Chelsea if Liverpool have been beaten by Everton. I'll properly throw my toys out the pram tomorrow. I can understand. A draw isn't the end of the world. A draw in a Merseyside derby is never the end of the world. But if they beat us at Anfield, I am going to be so angry. Not even angry, just annoyed. I can't even say angry, just annoyed. I just hate it. Everton 1, Tarkowski header, that'd be biblical. I was inconsolable. Honestly, I was borderline inconsolable for a couple of days after that Tarkowski volley at Goodison Park. Do you know the 2-2? We battered him. And they got the last game under the lights at Goodison Park, the last ever game, the last ever derby at Goodison Park, and Tarkowski did that. It was so unjust. And I don't want him getting all excited in this new era. This lovely new era for him at Bramley Moor. If they get a win at Anfield, they'll think, oh, it's all changed, it's all different. We've got rid of the Goodison curse. We're a massive club again. And I can't have it. I can't have it. Joe, I'll get you back for being arrogant about Isak before he even signed. I wasn't even arrogant though. I was just confident. And that actually turned out to be true at least. I love it. I love it if we beat them. When you say that about a man like Stuart Pearce... Jake says, give Arteta that Liverpool squad. He wins the title low. Sore loser. And 3-star Reds. No piss take from Miki when Everton win. When? When Everton win? Oh, don't be saying that. Chance for Borough. Oh, that's a wonderful goal. That is an absolute screamer from Borough. That is a fabulous, fabulous goal. Sene with the goal. He's just come off the bench as well. Oh, absolutely unreal. That was a great finish. Who was that who took the touch? Who laid that off to him? I don't know who got the assist there, but what a goal this is from Borough. Oh, it's sensational stuff. Let's watch this back. It's a lovely pass down the left-hand side. Oh, it's just nice, neat interplay. And Sene off the post. There's just nothing you can do about that. It's Conway into... It's Naipan. I think it's Naipan, isn't it? It's the young man from City who gets the little flick on. Tommy Conway, number 9, into Sverre Naipan. And Sene with a strike in off the post, left-footed. What a goal. What a fabulous goal that is. Timbo says, to be fair to Everton, they've built a decent attack for the first time since Roberto Martinez. And Jake, that Grealish cross to Beto in the 89th minute just for a 90+4 Liverpool win. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Do you know what? If I could somehow plot out the perfect derby tomorrow, the absolute perfect derby would be Everton batter us. And I mean batter us. Liverpool play terribly. They batter us. And they get foul after foul after foul, which should be an Everton foul. The referee doesn't give it. Just doesn't give it. And they get a nailed-on handball in the area, Virgil van Dijk handball, and the ref says no penalty. And everyone's like, I can't believe it. Why are they not giving it? Why have they not given the penalty? And I just still 0-0 going into the last few minutes. And then Virgil van Dijk on a yellow card. Somehow the ball deflects in off his hand or something like that. And then he runs over to the crowd, takes his top off, which should be a second yellow, and he doesn't get a second yellow. And Liverpool win it in added time. The most unjust, totally unjust win ever would be amazing. I'd love it. I'd love it if that was the way, but I know it's not going to be that way. Oliver Burton says, come on, Joe Key, get me on for the 31st of Jan, pal. Do you know what? I've just spent my hard-earned money on a studio, like an online studio thing, where if you've got your phone, you can dial in and you can talk. You don't even have to put your face on. You can dial in now. This is another reason why I've got YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and X and everything all synced up together. It's all on the same thing. It's all consistent now. So hopefully now you can talk on TikTok. If you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or X or Instagram or wherever you're watching me, you can dial in and we can talk on here and everyone can hear across all the platforms. That's what I've been trying to figure out, and I think I've found a way of doing it. So I'm going to have phone-ins coming up soon. So yes, Joe, never mind the 31st of Jan. On the 31st of Jan, you can definitely come on. We'll do that anyway. We'll do that anyway. If you want to be the Newcastle correspondent, we'll get Jake on as well. If Jake wants to come on, we'll have Joe and Jake on representing Newcastle for the 31st of Jan. But otherwise, we can do phone-ins and stuff anyway. Timbo, so every Liverpool game this season. Reese's Footy Feed says it was Hackney. How did he... Oh, it was Hackney, was it? How did he not get a big move in the window? Let me watch this back. Oh, it was. Lovely little flick, wasn't it? Yeah, great flick from Hayden Hackney. I feel like he might be one of the players who Palace look at to replace. If Middlesbrough don't come up, I think if Wharton's going next summer, Hayden Hackney will be the one that they go for. Jake fancied a kebab after a few shandies. There's way too much. Can you eat this shit the next day like pizza? I don't know what that means, Jake. Have you had a few shandies? You're talking like you've had a few shandies. Timbo, I'll be the Chelsea correspondent, mate, telling you how disrespected prime John Obi Mikel is. Listen, if anyone wants to be, I don't know what team you might support, wherever you're watching this, but if you want to come on for your game when Liverpool are playing your team, or even if we're just doing this, like if we've got a Borough fan, if you wanted to come on and we can talk Borough, or if you're a West Brom fan, I'm well game for doing it now. I just need to work out the kinks on exactly how to get people on. So I'll do that. If you want to be part of the show going forward, then there will be a way for you to just dial in. You don't even have to show your face if you don't want to. Mark, Rangers versus Hibs predictions. Feels like this is going to be the nail in the coffin, doesn't it, for Russell Martin? I think, yeah, Rocky Bashiri with a big header to win it for Hibs, I would imagine. Sadly, I think it's gonna take another defeat and he'll go. Jake, I'd love that, Key. Cool, let's do it. Let's get you on. We'll have Newcastle and Liverpool. I've already got Dylan coming on from for the Nottingham Forest game. Be yourself, Dylan. 3 million followers that bugger's got as well, so I'm hoping he brings a few of them. But we're going to be watching Liverpool against Forest with Dylan. So we're gonna try and figure a way to get a few people on other teams throughout the season. So it's not just me, because I think people are getting a bit fed up of me with me innuendos and double entendres and tugging in the box and define Young and all that stuff. Ricardo Romano, hola, how's it going, Ricardo? Good to see you. Mark Russell Davis says, I think it'll be 1-3 in favour of Hibs. Watched a lot of Hibs this season. I like Hibs. They were really unlucky against Midtjylland in Europe. One of my favourite. In fact, I would say that might be my favourite game of the season so far. Midtjylland against Hibs. Unbelievable game. I was gutted for him. Yeah, it was so good. It was such a, well, not good, but it was such a good game to watch as a neutral. It was incredible, and I think we had about 1,000 people, mainly Hibs fans, but quite a few Danish fans as well, on the live on YouTube. We had over 1,000 people on it. It was absolutely incredible, dead busy. Jake, you know how you reheat pizza the next day and it's still good, or a Chinese? Can you do it with a kebab? Oh, I wouldn't advise it. I really wouldn't advise it. I mean, you can. I guess you can. Of course you can. There's people who do it, don't they? I mean, my mate goes out and has like... He's an absolute animal, though. I don't know how he does it. He goes out and he'll get like a curry after he's been on a night out and have like half of it pissed up in his living room at like 2, 3 in the morning. And then he'll come downstairs the next morning and like warm it up and have cold curry and naan. Well, not even warm it up sometimes, just cold curry and naan at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning when he wakes up. Guy's an absolute mutant. But to be fair, I'm mega jealous of him at times because he's just a single fella living his life, travels around the world. He's got a great job, and he just loves going out and getting drunk on a weekend with his footy mates. But hey, I'm married. I'm married with kids. I'm all good. I don't need that life. Don't need that life. Reese's Footy Feed, I go to every Burnley game, so I can't do a Burnley watch along with you, but we'll have a natter before or after for sure. Yes, definitely, Reese. Totally agree. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Clarkey, is he related to Fabrizio Romano? I would assume not if he's on my live. Maybe not. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he might be. We've had some famous people on my lives before, haven't we? We've had Spud Bros. We've had Harrogate Town's official club account. We've had a fair few big people on, haven't we? Who was the other ones who came on the other week and everyone knew who he was, but I didn't? Apparently they're massive on social media. Can't remember who they were. Joe, you'll probably have to kick me and Jake off if we score against you. We'll just have to agree some ground rules beforehand, lads. Remember, if you swear too much, the channel gets binned. So you'll have to keep your swearings like, silent, hand gestures only sort of thing. Nothing else. Minimal swearing. Timbo says kebab tastes fine, not heated up, to be honest. And ZQXV, hi Key, mate. Good to see you, ZQXV. How's things, man? Ricardo Romano, no, I'm not related to Fabrizio. There you go. There you go, Clarky. There's your answer. I didn't think you was Ricardo. It's just, some people have put 2 and 2 together there and got 5. You're just a cool guy with the surname Romano. Very popular name. Like Ray Romano. Ray Romano was Everybody Loves Raymond, wasn't he? Well, Borough 2-0 up. 20 minutes to go here. West Brom don't look anywhere close to getting back into this one. Ryan Mason cutting a very frustrated figure on the touchline, it has to be said. I don't think West Brom are going to be able to get back into this one. ZQXV, not too bad. Would have been better if we beat Barca. If Harvey Barnes scores that in the first half, that one chance in the first half, if he'd have put that away, it would have made all the difference, wouldn't it? Yeah, they were so close to going in front. If they took the lead, it changes everything. Joe, if we just kept that press up, I don't know what happened. And ZQXV, if Gordon scored instead of falling over. If Gordon scored, what was the big Anthony Gordon chance? I don't remember that one. I thought the big chance in the game, certainly in the first half, was Harvey Barnes, wasn't it? The Gordon chance where he completely missed the ball. I must have missed that. Joe says Barca couldn't get out their own half in the first 20 minutes, and ZQXV Alanga played it to him and he fell over the ball. I'll have to rewatch that then, because I don't remember that bit. 3-Star Red says, do you need the halftime train times from Nottingham tomorrow? Reese's footy feed. Only joking, Reese. Enjoy the game, mate. Is it at Nottingham Forest, that one? Oh no, it's not. It's at Burnley, isn't it? Burnley v Nottingham Forest at Turf Moor. I'll have to do my predictions video, won't I, tomorrow morning? I'll do a little predictions live tomorrow morning. Borough, strike, easy, cleared away by West Brom. And Joe says I'll drive Gordon to wherever he wants to go. What's the minimum amount that you would take for Anthony Gordon where you think, do you know what, just get him out the club? Just get him out the club. I don't really care. What's the price? What's the absolute bottom rung where you think it's worthwhile to get him gone? 70 mil, says ZQXV. 45 to 50, says Joe. There you go. So you'd sell Anthony Gordon for what you paid for him. 45 million. That's how bad. Christ, you must really want him out then. 45 million. 3-Star Reds, it's away. I've just realised Swansea's done me. That was such... Do you know what the sad thing is about Swansea as well, 3-Star Reds, is that first goal from... I don't even think it was the first goal, actually. The goal from Igor Jesus. Oh, it was some finish, that, wasn't it? Lovely little pass from Amari Hutchinson and just a tap-in from Igor Jesus, but a really lovely worked goal. Thought Forest were terrific. And then, yeah, just can't quite hang on to the lead at the end. I don't know what happens. And once they go to 2-2, they just collapse, don't they? Even though the actual winning goal from Swansea is just a screamer. Well, it's 2 screamers, isn't it? It's an absolute howitzer from outside the box. Smashes the bar and he volleys it straight in. It's a great goal. Liam Manning says 40 mil. Surely that is how much he's worth. And Joe says he's awful. Clark says 90 mil. Joe says he did nothing to deserve that start yesterday. I've seen a few Newcastle fans talking to me about Anthony Gordon and saying that experiment now of putting him at centre forward, that has to end. He's not a centre forward. He's either on the left or he's not in the team. And if he's not on the left, Harvey Barnes is dropped. You've got Elanga on the right, and then you've only really got space for Wissa or Voltemada. And obviously Wissa's out now for another 5 or 6 weeks, isn't he? Clarkey says, my mate hit the post in that game, and Joe, Voltemada would have impacted that game so well. He definitely had to start, I think. The game that Eddie Howe thought... I think Eddie Howe got that wrong. Let's call it what it is. Eddie Howe got it wrong yesterday. He started Gordon thinking that there would be quite a lot of space in behind, and he would use the pace of Gordon, Elanga and Barnes to try and exploit Barcelona. And I could see the logic in that, but it just never turned out to be that sort of a game. If anything, they would have really benefited from having a tall, big Voltemada up there. They would have really benefited from that. Liam Manning, that Gordon chance, Voltemada would have scored it. Yeah, they've got to start him, haven't they, against Bournemouth at the weekend. I think Voltemada has to start that. Shelley says, bin the rat Gordon. And 3-star Reds, it had me screaming, that goal did. It was so good, the finish from Igor Jesus. It was unreal when I saw it. So impressed with that. And, I know Ange is going to certainly frustrate and bring you joy in equal measure. I think he's going to be one of them managers for Forest this season. It really wouldn't surprise me if Forest end up in the bottom half in the Premier League, but actually you win the Europa League. We might see that happen again. It might well happen. Clarkey says, Eddie Howe got his team wrong and his formation, I think. His formation? Why? What would you have started? How would you have started his formation any differently? Surely you start with those three in midfield and you start with that defence. I'm not sure that the defence would have changed at all, really, would it? They couldn't really pick anyone else. I think the defence, the goalkeeper and the midfield picked itself. It was only really that front three. User not found 600 says Garnacho is better than him in my opinion. Garnacho is better than Gordon. How old is Anthony Gordon now? Because I think we're getting past the point now where he's like potential. How old is he? Is he like 26, 25, 26? Not 24. Yeah, he's 24. I thought he was a bit older than that. Well, Garnacho's what? 22? Yeah, he's still young than Anthony Gordon. No, he's 21, Garnacho. I'm overshooting everyone, aren't I? Garnacho's 21, Gordon's 24. Right, Naipan off, Morgan Whittaker on, ex-Plymouth. Morgan Whittaker and Hackney coming off as well for Kante. The Irish Kante, it must be said. Not N'Golo's brother, but the Irish Kante. Abdoulaye Kante. Not even Irish. I don't know why I said Irish. He's Ivory Coast, isn't he? I don't know why I said Irish. Looks a very similar flag in fairness. It's because the flag popped up next to his name. Clarkey, I would have picked 5-3-2. Joe, Elanga was great, just got absolutely knackered. Yeah, Elanga was incredible, wasn't he? I thought Elanga was really good last night. He was causing all the bother down that right-hand side. But with that high press, he's always going to get knackered, isn't he? Feels like they're just going to run him into the ground. Liam Manning, do you think Trippier's had his time now? He's like 34 or so. Well, I would file Trippier, same as Joe was saying earlier. I would put Trippier in the bracket of another player that Newcastle have to move on. If you've got to stop thinking loyalty. You've got to start thinking about how we're going to improve the squad. And there's a fair few players now. They need to move Murphy out. They need to move Shah out. Botman, Dan Burn, Nick Pope. There's a whole host of players they've got to shift on. Reese's Footy Feed says, what am I missing? When did everyone go off Gordon? He's been played out of position and had his momentum disrupted by that red card. Plays with such intensity, and last season he was brilliant. Wasn't it the season before? Last season he was good. I think last season was when he had the issue with Harvey Barnes was basically playing ahead of him most of the season last year, wasn't he? The season before that, he was absolutely unplayable. And that was the summer where he was linked to Liverpool. He got 12 goals in 48 games last season before last. And a load of assists as well. Last season he wasn't really all that much worse. He played 42 games, got 9 goals. And this season he's got 1 in 3. Pedri says Chelsea away is on Pedri's birthday. Another battering can come in. And Joe says we went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in Europe, and that's all you can be proud about. That's true enough. Liam Manning, he was linked with someone not so long ago, wasn't he? He's been linked with Liverpool repeatedly. Yeah, it always seems to be, because he's a Liverpool fan, Anthony Gordon. He wanted to come to us, but I feel like he's missed his chance now. Liverpool don't sign another left winger. Unless Gakpo goes, there is no world where Liverpool sign a left winger. DC says, who was unplayable? We're talking about Anthony Gordon. And Jake was really quite scared for Arsenal on Sunday, but these past couple of games actually has me seeing 1 or 3 points. For Arsenal against City, you can get nearly 2-1 for City or draw at the weekend, which is astonishing. I don't know if you still can, actually. This was about a week ago. I looked and I nearly got 2-1 for City or draw away. Liam Manning, Trippier, Key. What about Trippier? He was linked. Oh, Trippier was linked with someone not so long ago. Oh yeah, he's been linked with everyone. Everton were linked with him as well, funnily enough. But again, they're linked with everyone, aren't they? Reese, a player's stock can fall overnight, sometimes while other players can get credit in the bank that seems endless. Well, Marcus Rashford being one, right? Marcus Rashford seems to get an awful lot of credit and praise, even though for a lot of the time he's been pretty average. And sometimes not even average. Sometimes he's been strolling about the place like he deserves a bit of credit. And then Anthony Gordon you've got, who just runs and runs and runs non-stop. And maybe has a couple of bad games, but all of a sudden, attitude is questioned and all that sort of thing. Ricardo Romano says City will win. Come on, the Blues. I'm cheering on a City win. Or a City draw, anyway. Ideally, I'd want a draw, because then they both drop points. And I've got a sneaky feeling Liverpool drop points against Everton tomorrow. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I've got a real bad feeling that Liverpool drop points against the Blues. The Bitters. DC, Anthony Gordon is what Rashford should have been. And Liam Manning, a Morgan Gibbs-White would be good for Newcastle for me, and have Bruno and Tonali in midfield. Morgan Gibbs-White. I mean, Christ, they should never have sold Elliot Anderson, should they? Like, let's call it what it is. Elliot Anderson is the player they never, ever should have got rid of. CLH 5678, what do you think the final score will be? Well, I'm doing my predictions video tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I will be live. I'll go live about 10 o'clock. And I'll do a little predictions video. I don't imagine. I'll go live on here as well. We'll do it live everywhere. And I'll just go through my predictions tomorrow morning. But I think Everton probably get a point, sadly. And not even anything to do... I just feel like that every derby. That's probably less to do with Everton and more to do with me. Because we've been better than we are now, arguably. And Everton have been worse than they are now. And they've still managed to win or get a draw. And now they're in this little bubble. They seem to be playing quite well. I'll hate it if they win, though. Me and Shelley are majorly going to fall out if they win. Majorly going to fall out if they win. Joe, but you're the best team in existence, Kee. I'm glad you're coming round to the idea, Joe. I'm not, at least I'm not having to berate you on that anymore. You're just accepting it. CLH says Isak will dominate tomorrow. I don't think Isak plays any more than 20 minutes. I think we see Alexander Isak coming off the bench tomorrow. Liam Manning, they didn't want to, in fairness, they had to. And Butter Jake says, up the butter. They played well tonight, haven't they? Really, really well. John Evans, 1465, says Liverpool 2, Everton 2. And CLH says, don't say that, I have Liverpool Leicester double on. Oh, that was silly. That was foolish. Very, very foolish. Shelley, have we got ground rules for tomorrow, or is it best not to watch it with you so we don't fall out? No, let's listen. If you are going to watch it, if you was going to watch it with me anyway, let's do it, Shelley. We'll watch it together, and I'll bite my tongue and you'll bite yours. No, actually, no. Do you know what? No, this is what it's about. Give me stick if you score. If you take the lead or you win, give me stick, because I want to be able to give you some as well. This is what it's about, innit, these derby games. Let's not be having little ground rules and out like that. We're not going to fall out. No, we're not going to fall out. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're purple warriors, aren't we? It's all good. After the game, we'll put it to bed. We'll just, we'll nip it in the bud. But for that little, couple of hours, we don't like each other. 3-star Reds, if Newcastle want Morgan Gibbs-White in his last few games, if Eddie Howe asked how much, Mr. Marinakis would say, name your price and I'll send you the cash. He's not been playing well then, Gibbs-White. He's such a talented player, isn't he? I do wonder whether that was the right move from Marinakis to kind of force him to stay, when obviously his heart was set on Spurs, wasn't it? He was already in the office. He was already a little bit like Palace with Gay. I just feel like that's the wrong move. Liam Manning says, never bet on the early kick-off, especially as it's a derby. Yeah, that's true enough. The derby is always the game where it ruins your coupon. But never, ever back the early kick-off, whoever it is. Ricardo Romano says, do you watch MLS games? I don't. That's one of the few leagues I don't watch. And the reason is just the time difference, Ricardo. So I've watched over 300 games from 32 different competitions in 2025. I'm trying to make it to over 500. The goal is to do over 500 watch-alongs in 2025, and maybe we can even hit 50 competitions, who knows. But 500 competitions would be sound. West Brom have scored! Borough 2, West Brom 1. Who scored it? Is it Big Nat Phillips? Who is it who's got his head on that? It's still on this. Hey, we've got a chance. I say we've got a chance. I'm not bothered. I want Borough to win. But who scored it? Is it Isaac Price? Who gets the head on this? It's a lovely little ball in from the right-hand side. Keeper comes out, gets nothing on it. He's in no man's land. And I don't know who heads this in. But it's Borough 2, West Brom 1. And how many minutes have we got left at the end? It's Hegbo, isn't it? It's the centre forward who's got it. Borough coming forward up the other end. 5 minutes of added on time here at the Riverside. There you go. There's your 5 minutes of added on time. Joe says Kee's going off to Zimbabwe if they lose. Caleb, Kee, I just signed for Kidderminster Harriers. Didn't think I was improving at Telford. Nice. Enjoy, man. Kidderminster. Great team. Isaac, all right, Kee, new setup, I see. Yeah, mate, good to see you. Slightly different look and feel. We'll see how it works. Reese's Footy Feed. Is it reality or myth that more actual Scousers in Liverpool are blue than red? Own a small sample, but there were 6 Liverpool fan coaches the other day. Just one was Northwest based. So, no. According to Everton's own study, Everton did a feasibility study for the stadium. I think it was a feasibility study, but it's basically Everton's own stadium planning. they did a survey of local football fans, and Everton's own documents said that they were outnumbered in the city. How true it is that Liverpool, or where that data comes from, I don't know, but Everton did cite that themselves, that there's more Liverpool fans in the city than Everton. I certainly don't think it's a massive disparity anyway. Everton fans will have you believing that every Liverpool fan is from Norway and the vast majority of fans in the city are blue noses. That isn't true. That isn't true. Put it this way. Look at how Everton have been over the last 30 years and look at how Liverpool have been over the last 20 years. The vast majority of kids growing up have gravitated more towards Liverpool because of the success that the teams have had. Everton have lost a couple of generations. They've lost the battle for a couple of generations. It doesn't make sense, does it, that most of the fans in the city are Everton fans? That doesn't make sense, does it? It wouldn't make sense to anyone if that was true. There's certainly a large number of Evertonians, of course. I would argue, in my experience, as someone who lives local to Liverpool and goes there fairly often, used to work in Liverpool for many years, I would argue that a bigger percentage of Everton's fan base are local. But that's just because Liverpool are a massive club. So Liverpool's local percentage of their fans is maybe, I don't know, might be 25% of the regular match-going season ticket holders. Whereas Everton's, it might be more like 60%. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's more Everton fans in the city than Liverpool fans. 3-star Reds, too many flips and tricks for Gibbs White. The same as Wednesday. Sloppy passing, giving the ball away. Looks like he's getting his own back. Do you think he's trying to tank his price tag so that he can go in January for a cheaper price? I wonder. Reese's Footy Feed, it's obvious that Shelley's much too nice a woman for things to boil over. Oh, she is. She's lovely, Shelley. She's sound. Ben Hughes, commentary for that goal was awful. It was just silent. What, me? Me? Or the game? Isaac, looked nice to be fair, lad. Cheers, man. And Caleb, I'm surprised you even knew who they were, because they're a small club. No, Kidderminster Harriers, of course I know him. West Brom, got a minute left here. A minute to go at the Riverside. Can they do it? Can they do it? Got to get the ball forward very, very quickly here. Butter. Oh, flick on. Hit it. Oh, I tell you what, that was so close. It's offside. That might just save Middlesbrough. West Brom had a big, big chance there. Oh, I tell you what, he's not happy, is he? He's really not happy there. What's he give? They got a penalty. Oh, it's a goal kick. Oh, my God. Hegbo picked the ball up and marched towards the penalty spot. I think that could be it now. Borough 2, West Brom 1. Good game here at the Riverside. I think that might just be that. I will be back tomorrow morning for what it's worth. If anyone wants to join me, I will be live for my predictions tomorrow morning. I'll also be live for Liverpool against Everton, obviously. 12:30 kickoff. I'll be live about 12 o'clock. So if you want to join me for either of them games, make sure you have clicked like and subscribe. It massively, massively helps. Thank you for supporting a small creator like me. I'm trying to grow. I am very, very new to this. I only started this year. 300 plus games, 32 competitions. We're going for 500. Try and help me if you can. Give us a like and give us a follow. It massively helps. And I'll be live tomorrow morning again. Hopefully you'll be there as well. Take it easy and have a nice night.